Illusion knitting is a mystery. Look that face on, it just looks like stripes. But turn it a little bit to the side, either way, and the mystery is revealed. Looking at this closely, if you look closely at the stitches, some of them are garter stitch ridges and some of them are stocking stitch. Later on in the video, I'm going to show you, tell you how it all works, and I will reveal that mystery. Keep watching and we'll see. I'm Catherine Joy Treman. Today I'm going to be talking about illusion knitting, and more specifically my wise owl illusion. I've always been creative, sewing, pattern drafting, drawing, painting and printmaking. Today I'm going to talk about the journey that this wise owl has taken me on. At one point in my life I was doing a lot of printmaking, and I came across a book by John Langdon which talked about how to create words that he coined as ambigrams. Words that change, sometimes if they're upside down, sometimes if they're reflected in a mirror, as this one is. They change to another word, or maybe even are the same word upside down. Also at that time I had an idea for a print. I drew a picture of an owl that had a very piercing look. It was the picture that's now turned into this illusion knit. Owls are what I call a healthy obsession of mine. This owl looks deeply. Owls look past the masks that we often wear, look past those veils and see within ourselves, especially when we reflect on things. This word is reflection, which is another hint that if we look at ourselves in the mirror, if we look at the word in the mirror, we may get a revelation. This idea was an idea for a print, and then in 2012, when I was working and studying, doing a postgrad social work paper on the use of self, that paper asked us to create a creative, reflective project. I had also come across illusion knitting, and like a lot of things, I like a challenge, I like to try new things. Illusion knitting had captured my imagination. And I thought the idea that I had for the print would work very well as an illusion, and it would relate to this paper that I was doing. I went looking and found the website of Pat Ashworth and Steve Plummer, illusionknitting.woollythoughts.com. They generously give full and explicit information on how to design illusion knits, how illusion knitting works, and how you can download programs that can help with that process. I do not need to repeat what they've got on their website. I would encourage anybody who's wanting to get into designing illusion knits to go delving into their website. It will give you all the information you need. I downloaded the program that they recommended, Inkscape, where I could scan the drawing I'd done of the owl, scan the word, and put that into a layer on this program where other layers had grids to determine the stitches that would go into it. Now I will use a small illusion that I have here. It is a heart illusion. It's very small. I will use this to help describe how illusion knitting works. There are contrasting colours. You need two colours. They need to have a good contrast to be able to make each other stand out. Each stripe is 2 rows. The right side row is always knitted. The wrong side row is either knitted or purled, and that's what the pattern will tell you. If you knit the wrong side, you create a garter stitch ridge that stands out, it stands forward. And if you purl that wrong side row, it will create a stocking stitch which is flatter and stands back. Therefore, the light colours are ridges on the heart and the black are stocking stitch. That's why it becomes apparent when you look side on. Now in this heart illusion, I've only used the two tones, the light and the dark, but there is also the option of using a mid-tone by having both rows garter stitch. Here you will see on the owl, the background of the owl is that mid-tone. It's a mixture of the dark and light in contrast to the light background of the word. And the word, of course, is using the dark. The actual owl has quite a lot of dark in it, but it also has some mid-tone as well. It's tedious to create a big pattern like this. This whole wall hanging has 98,700 stitches. Half of those, 49,350, are consciously thought out as to whether to knit or to purl. I used Ashford Tekapo 8-ply to knit this on 3mm needles. 3mm needles were used. You usually use smaller needles than you would normally use with a yarn, and that's to make the fabric firm because you want those ridges to remain standing out. This is mounted on a board with Velcro right around the edge and also some Velcro in the middle to prevent it from sagging over time. This one is knitted with a small frame on it, which is another option, that actually curls over the back, and the Velcro on this is actually on the back of the card. Very simple. Once again, the Woolly Thoughts website will give you all that information. Something else I used that was recommended from that Woolly Thoughts website, I downloaded a free Lego program where I could model the illusion and play around with areas, especially the eyes, something that is a focal point of your picture. And that's where you're best to actually begin your pattern, is to get it placed where you want it so that you can bring out those features to their best ability. One picture that I have been working on is of my father, and it has his profile, and I used that Lego program to work out what to do with his nose, because it was either going to look enormously big, which he didn't have a huge nose, or very small. So I used that program to work out how best to represent that and interpret it into a pattern. So for this Wise Owl illusion, I taught myself what illusion knitting means. I designed it and I knitted it all within 10 weeks to beat the deadline for that project. My intention was for the ambigram to be clearer, but it actually works really well in the knitting to be not so clear. It is an illusion, and it's something to be pondered on and looked into deeply to work out what it means. So what does it mean? How does it relate to the use of self? It's about challenging oppression, understanding our privileges and our oppression, seeing the dichotomy between society and the individual, us and them. looking at the binaries and biases that are always troubled and challenging them. When one stripe, one colour stands out, the other colour stands back to allow that first one to stand out, but both stitches are as active as each other. They're consciously thought out. It's about negotiation of the grey areas, and when you initially look at this you think it's black and white stripes, but it's not, it's grey and cream, because nothing is really black and white. Creating this wise owl illusion was a journey of growth for me, and it still is a journey of growth. The pattern can be purchased on Ravelry, where my name is Pure Joy, and I'll put up a free link to the heart illusion pattern in the comments, and I'm happy to field questions which I will try to answer in the comments. Thank you.